Those are all the top headlines that we are tracking from the world of commodities. But the biggest headline today is the kind of surge that we are seeing in gold prices. Remember, gold is now past that $3,640 per ounce in the global market, and gold has already risen nearly 5% this month so far. So that's the kind of up move that we have seen as far as the yellow metal is concerned. Now, remember, prospects of Federal Reserve rate cuts have only risen, and this after the jobs data that came in from the United States over the weekend. In fact, traders are now expecting 3 rate cuts for the rest of this calendar year and a 25 basis point rate cut in the meeting that is scheduled to happen on the 17th of September is highly certain. So this is the reason why oil prices and gold prices continue to surge. Now, as far as the yearly returns are concerned, remember, gold surged nearly 37% this year so far, following a 27% uptick that we had seen in the last calendar year and a 13% uptick that we had seen in calendar year 2023. Escalating geopolitical tensions continues to aid safe haven demand in the global market, and strong demand from central banks globally also continues to aid safe haven demand. Now, despite the up move that we have seen over the last few years, brokerage houses continue to remain very positive. So Goldman Sachs maintains its target of $3,640 per ounce by the fourth quarter of this calendar year, JP Morgan at about 3675, and Morgan Stanley has also given a target price of $3,800 per ounce. So that's the kind of up move, and brokerage houses continue to remain positive even after the up move that we have seen over the last few years. But we also spoke to Jim Rogers, author of Street Smart's Adventures on the Road and in the Markets, and he comments on the precious metal markets, saying that he is more bullish on silver but will not sell gold at the current prices. Let's go across and listen into what he had to say.
Silver's gone up a lot. I own silver and I own gold. I did buy more silver. I have not bought more gold. Gold is at a new high. Well, silver's going up now. I did buy more silver. I own both. I am not selling gold. I am not selling silver. Gold is at an all-time high. Silver is not at an all-time high yet. So I own both. If I were buying one today, I would buy silver. I'm not buying silver today because it's gone up so much. But if I were buying one, I would buy silver and not gold. But I'm not selling gold and I'm not selling silver.
Not selling silver and not selling gold, but continue to remain bullish on silver. That's the word coming in from Jim Rogers. But to understand more and what the outlook is, especially for Indian market, we now have Anuj Gupta, commodity expert, now joining us. Anuj, afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us here on ET Now. You just heard Jim Rogers talk about his outlook on the commodity market, but you tell us, what is your outlook when it comes to gold prices? They've already risen nearly 37% this year so far. Is there more steam left for the rest of this calendar year?
I think Mr. Jim Rogers said rightly that not selling gold, not selling silver, because he's expecting that gold and silver may rise on a higher side, and we are also expecting that gold and silver may moving towards in the coming time. And if you check in the last 3 years consecutively, here we saw a positive trend in gold prices, and today gold tested the new high of $3659 per ounce in the spot, and in domestic market it tested the high of 1,09,500. So the concern is that that gold prices are on trading on a very high level, and currently it is on a overbought zone. But yes, the fundamentals are very positive. Recently we saw that China is also buying gold. Central banks buying the gold. Last month they bought almost 2 ton of gold and add in their portfolio. So the central bank's demand is going on, and even cutting interest rate by the federal bank is also, concession is 98%. So the interest rate is cutting, expecting to cut in the coming mid, and that will impact on negative on the dollar index and bond yield. Last week we saw a softer note US data which impacted negative on the dollar index and the bond yield. We saw a sharp correction in both the cases, and due to this we saw a safe haven demand increase in the gold prices, and we have seen this kind of levels in the gold prices in today.
Understood. So, if you can give us a target for both gold and silver over the short to medium term, if I, as a retail investor, wants to invest in gold and silver, what will your recommendation be for both of them? Target price for both, and if you had to choose one, which one will that precious metal be?
See, both commodities are very important, and for the intraday perspective, we are expecting that gold may test again 1,09,500. For the intraday traders, I'm recommending to buy around 1,08,000 with the stop loss of 1,07,350 and expecting target 1,09,500. Similar kind of thing in the silver, we are expecting a positive trend may be seen. So for intraday, one can buy around 1,24,500 with the stop loss of 1,23,000 and target expecting 1,26,500. So this is the intraday perspective. But yes, for the long term to medium term, we are expecting that gold and silver may trade on a positive note, and I am expecting that gold may test 3,700 to 3,800 per ounce, and on in domestic market we are expecting the gold may test 1,12,000 to 1,15,000. Similar kind of thing we are expecting silver may test $45 to $50 per ounce in our international market, and in domestic market I am expecting silver may test 1,40,000 to 1,50,000 per kg. So in a both perspective, international and domestic, we are expecting gold and silver may trade positive. Dollar weakness in dollar index definitely providing the support to the gold, and the correction in the bond yield that will also providing the support. On 16 or 17 September there is a Federal Reserve meeting. We are expecting that they will cut interest at this time, and this will also provide support to the gold and silver prices.
Okay, and since you also spoke about central banks buying gold globally, in fact, Reserve Bank of India has also inched up its gold purchases. If you can tell us what is your expectation when it comes to central bank buying gold in the global market, will that be an important trigger which could take gold prices even higher from the current levels?
Yeah, definitely. We have heard about the de-dollarization, and central banks are not showing any interest to buy the dollar. Right now, they are buying, showing their interest to buying the gold, and we have seen many central banks. It might be China, India, and other Asian countries. They are all adding gold in their portfolio. They want to increase their foreign reserve, so gold is the option where they are looking to add in their foreign reserve. So I'm expecting that central banks will remain in the buying queue to buying the gold as a foreign reserve, and I'm expecting that will also provide support to the gold prices.
Okay, so that will be another factor that will aid gold prices higher from the current levels. But Anuj, since you're with us, if you can tell us what will your outlook be on other industrial metals, zinc, lead, copper, aluminium, anything that you're bullish on over the short term?
Yes, sir, definitely. As we have seen, there is a positive talk between India, China, and Russia, and also we have seen some positive cues also coming from other Asian countries. So, expecting demand towards the industrial metal, particularly in copper and zinc. And recently, in last few days, we saw a sharp recovery in copper and zinc prices. So, we are expecting that these two metals also will perform well in the coming time, and expecting the positive trend may be seen. So for the copper perspective, I am expecting the copper may test 910 to 920 levels on MCX, and zinc may test 280 to 285 levels in the MCX in a domestic market. So I am very optimistic for metal side, because the metal demand has to be increased in the coming time, and also the many economies are growing, so that will also impact positive on the base metals.
Understood. So that's as far as base metals is concerned. Anuj, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now and helping us with what your outlook is when it comes to gold, especially because it is sitting at a fresh record high. Thanks so much for joining us today.